Okay, round one with my blue-black reanimate deck with an Exhume in hand. I almost priced into keeping that because it's the only reanimate spell in my deck. I'm gonna keep it. Now I know this hand needs a lot. I'm gonna need a discard outlet and a target for Exhume in my graveyard. Of course, I could just draw like Entomb, and that would be ideal. I mean, but that can win games. That's why Reanimate is a great deck, and that's why I still feel like I have a chance in this draft, despite things not quite pulling together the way that I was hoping they would. I guess I'll not pay for Watery Grave the first go-round here. No idea what my opponent's playing. He might play like Goblin Guide. He'll play Plains Go. Okay. Fine. Don't Armageddon me. Alright, Island Go. So I've got some counters. I have to try and just hold on until my combo works itself out. But as long as he continues to do nothing, I'm in good shape. But as long as I draw cards like Entomb and can pass with Entomb up, I am in good shape. There are possibilities that Grizzlebrand will be in play on my next turn. And that's pretty great. And I have some pretty good counterspell backup, so maybe I'm in good shape here. Do I get to Force Spike something? Oh yeah. Yes, I do. Okay. I did say I was leaning on some things to line up pretty well. I think this lined up pretty well. He tapped out. And I drew Entomb, Exhume, and I put Grizzlebrand in my graveyard. And I managed to prevent Vindicate from killing my one black source with a Force Spike. So that's great news. Okay, Island, Exhume, and then we'll see if he's capable of beating my Grizzlebrand. Okay, with Force Will backup. This is how it works out. I mean, this is why you draft Grizzlebrand first. I'm very concerned about the fact that I only have one reanimate spell, but like I said, you know, if I can just draw it every time. So I'm going to counter that. I don't need the Mana War. I can just go ahead and do this without... I don't actually know that spell that well. I probably should have checked to make sure it didn't say something silly like can't be countered, but I didn't bother to check. But it's fine. Okay. I haven't played a lot of Standard in a while, so... Alright, let's attack with Grizzlebrand. And maybe draw some cards. That's what he's there for, right? I mean, I might want to play something to the board this turn. Like a Legacy's Allure. Oh, I should have drawn during his turn. Yeah. I don't know, I can just duress. It's fine. I'm not going to lose too many cards. Guess I won't lose any sleep over this turn. Banishing Light is the only card I can get, and he has Banisher Priest, which I can counter with Forbid. I think this game is probably well in hand. The reason I said I could, you know, but it worked out. I drew Duress, so now I have Forbid with Buyback. Like, I should have just probably went ahead and drawn during his turn, because I knew I was just digging for cards with Buyback, or to buy back my Forbid. But that's great. When you get to set up Grizzlebrand Forbid with Buyback, like if I untap with this again, surely he's dead. Because now I can counter anything he casts. So I can go ahead and play my land No Fear because I can pay life to draw cards during his turn with the Grizzlebrand. And at this point I would play Looter 04 or Legacy, but I think I just don't want to show him another card. I think I'm that well in control of this game. I could even theoretically pay life to draw my miscalculation if I needed extra backup. So there we go. Game 1. is in the books. And so far I still haven't run out of time. That was my main concern going into this, is I've never recorded a Magic event, and I have a hard time with Magic Online sometimes finishing before time anyway. Maybe with Reanimate it's a little better because the deck can be just so fast like that. It really only took just a few turns. It wasn't like a long controlling game. So I'm looking if there's anything that I could sideboard. I saw Banisher Priest, Banishing Light. I guess like Riftwing Cloudskate, Muldrifter. Those are cards that almost made the deck. I guess Disfigure for the Banisher Priest could be legit. I feel like Negate could be a good card. I feel like he's going to have big like black-white planeswalkers probably, but I've got counter spells already set up. I'm not sure I love Arcane Artisan against a deck like this. It's probably going to have a decent amount of removal. So, okay, I'm going to take out Arcane Artisan, and I'm going to put in Muldrifter? Arcane Artisan? Or not Arcane? Riftwing Cloudskate. Muldrifter, Riftwing Cloudskate. I guess I think Muldrifter. Well, on the play I might like Muldrifter. I think on the draw I might like the Cloudskate better. Like tapping out on 3 to evoke a Muldrifter is fine. Maybe on the play, possibly, but probably not on the draw. Is going to be very iffy. Alright, so here's the problem. I have my Careful Study, and I have no outlet, but that's fine. I have no target, but it's fine. I can just hold the Careful Study a while, hopefully. I've got a couple lands I can play for my Force Spike and my Duress, and then evaluate Mana War. I didn't really think much about Mana War as we built the deck. So I'm holding the Duress back. I may play it like I could play it now just to kind of get an idea what the game plan is. I know what cards I need to make line up. I could suspend the Cloudskate. I think I could suspend the Cloudskate here. I think that'll be fine. Like, I don't think that not knowing that I've only got 2 land again that he would just vindicate a land here. And if he does, hopefully I'll get lucky and draw lands. And this is probably the best opportunity to suspend the Cloudskate before... okay. See, now if I can draw a land, I can Mana War the Brimez, and I can kind of play the tempo game. That's the hope here. Okay, yeah. So, or alternatively, I could Phantasmal Image the Brimez. And the next turn Mana War, I could Phantasmal and Duress, which would actually be pretty great, because then if he's got like an Elspeth or something, kind of like that actually. I can Mana War next turn. Well, I'm going to do the Duress first in case there's some, like I've just got to Force Spike this thing next turn, and I could maybe slow play the land or something to make it look bad. Alright. Vraska's Contempt could kill my Phantasmal Image if I play the Phantasmal Image, as could Banishing Light and Path to Exile. Path does it more efficiently if he's tapping out for it, because Path would just kill it, like I don't go get a land because of the targeting. So I think I take the Path, play the Image, make him tap out. Yeah. Make him waste a spell, which is probably Banishing Light unless he draws a land. Okay. It's fine that he's going to end up with a token, because the Mana War can probably sit and block that token for some unspecified period of time. at this point I'm trying to whittle down his spells while I'm not doing much else. So this is fine. Worst comes to worst, I have another card I could reanimate, but I'm probably not reanimating Phantasmal Image, barring like a Grave Titan on the inside of the board or something, which is dire circumstances anyway. Alright, so taking 4. Those things happen from time to time. Then I just like Mana War the... Or actually, how many colors does this thing have? Is this ready to come out? No, okay. So... I'd like to play this aggressively and sleight of hand, because I think I can do that. I mean, even if the Brimez just hits me again, I don't think it's the end of the world. I still have Mana War backup, and I'm getting the Riftwing Cloudscape next turn. So I think I sleight of hand, and I'd be fine with an island off the sleight of hand, barring something way better like an Exhume. So then if I get an island, I can just... Okay. Legacy's Allure, Vincer. They're both so good. Both so good. I'm not really scared of a lot of his dudes. So, like... I am concerned that the... I mean, I guess he could just sack the... If he wants to sack the Hex Mage to slow down my Legacy's Allure, that's not a big deal. But it might make it a lot less effective. It may be later in the game. Probably Vincer is the card that's going to be more likely to... You know, I'm going to actually have time to set up, because I am kind of on the back foot here, so I'm going to take the Vincer. A little more bounce. If I can do enough bouncing here, maybe I can stabilize enough to get my combo off. So I am concerned here that I am getting hit for 5, so like, and he's going to probably drop another dude. Of course, he may not realize, you know, I could have something like Damnation or something, so he could play around that, but it's probably unlikely. Yeah, okay. Drawn is great. But I do get to bounce 2 things here, so I'm actually maybe okay. Or I was going to bounce both the guys that he would have to cast again. Okay, cast. So I think just combat damage to a player, so the first strike would happen before the... Okay. Say this thing first. Let's see what else I have, and I have a land, so that's cool. So now I could Mana War here, or I think what I'll do is play the Vincer, because then he can swing with the Drana thinking that his tokens can get through, and then I can Vincer it, and then they won't be able to, then I can come back with like the Mana War on the next turn. And oddly enough, I might end up in a position where I have the pressure and he does not, although he has more life total. See if he bites. Does he bite? Yeah. So my big win here is being able to block and kill a token. This isn't some huge game-defining play, probably, but I slow rolled to kill a token. It just makes me feel a little less pressure here. See, this way, like, unless he just plays like 2 removal spells, but that's great if he does, that he doesn't play another threat. And then I just have more bounce coming up. So it's going to be a while before I'm under a lot of pressure again, I feel like. So hopefully now I have some time to kind of try and stabilize. Can just Mana War the Brimez, and the Death Touch guy doesn't really threaten me that much. Okay, I want to get the island in, I think. I could play the Careful Study, but I just don't think it's the turn for that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and Mana War the Brimez, hoping that maybe I'll get to like Force Spike something next turn. Okay. And I don't know, like I could play the island. I'm not sure about it. I think I could hold off on playing the island. There's a possibility that I'm going to want to forbid with buyback. Or careful study next turn, and that an island will be a valid discard. So I'm going to hold it for now. It's kind of a guessing game, but... Alright, target opponent reveals their hand, and you choose a non-land card, right? Or an instant or sorcery, something like that. Non-creature, non-land card. So, I can't really counter it. I'll just have to make him take my Force Spike, or either take the Force Spike or not cast his Brimaz. So, you know, he does that, and then I'm free to hopefully use my careful study / forbid to trying to spend some more time to dig through the deck. All this bounds, but I haven't really removed anything, so I guess I trade. If he wants to play a removal spell rather than a threat, I'm fine with that. So, oh wait, no, Death Touch he gets to, yeah, he gets to split it up and kill both of them, so I guess not. Okay, I just take the damage. See, these guys can like either block tokens or gang block on Brimaz. So, there is that. Not the kind of game this deck wants to be playing. I don't really have any kind of... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I took out the card that puts Grizzlebrand directly into play from my hand. So now it's just all in on the Reanimate spell. I'm not casting it. I'm not getting close to that at this point, I think. So... this guy goes, and this goes, and then I play an island so that I have forbid. Okay, I've seen worse, and I think I'll keep the Cloudscape back too. Like I said, I don't think that I'm winning this game by attacking, although I kind of made a play of it, but I think what I'm doing at this point is trying to utilize my blockers as effectively as I can to keep me in the game until such time that I'm able to reanimate Grizzlebrand, and hopefully that time will also include the ability to avoid getting it Vraska's Contempted. He's used his Banishing Light. I got rid of the Path. I guess if I'm able to hold the Forbid, then maybe. If this game is kind of dragged on to the point that he's kind of got me under some pressure, and I'm concerned how many more turns I have, and how much life I'm even going to have if I get out the Grizzlebrand. So probably going to 7 here. I would be fine if he wants to try and use a Vraska's Contempt here. So now I will be willing to gang block, I think. Let's make sure this thing does not have first strike. It doesn't. So, alright. I would trade one of those guys for Brimaz. That definitely buys me some extra time. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Do I forbid the Drana? The Drana makes his attacks kind of run away from me at this point, and otherwise I can kind of hold this off for a while. Alright, I'm going with the forbid here. I think it's pretty reasonable to keep that off the board. I think that buys me an extra couple turns, hopefully. And there's a threat. So that might even be a target for Vraska's Contempt. So then I'm going to play both of these guys to the board. I think he'd be concerned about the Jace. And I think it would help me dig a card deeper. And I want to keep the Cloud-Skated Man-O-War back, I think. I could swing the Man-O-War. Like, I'm not blocking with it this turn. Why not? There's no way I'm blocking with that card this turn. If I feel like I should have blocked with it by the end of the next turn, I will admit my incorrect move, but I don't think it was blocking the Gifted Aetherborn in any way. So, get 2 in, it's free. I don't think it matters much, but it's free. And I'm not trading again for that card. So I'm just letting the Aetherborn continue to whittle me down. And it's Hexmage time. Oh, one thing about... Okay, so do I have to transform this? Draw a card. If there are 5 or more cards to graveyard exile, then return him to... Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. So he will be able to... But I could still activate... Ooh, that's great. I could still activate the Jace before he'd be able to use the Hexmage, I think. So, pretty great. And so that I could, like, use it to cast, like, Sleight of Hand or something like that. That'd be okay. And maybe I can get him to do that before combat so I can attack with the Mana War for more incredibly important damage. I don't think Miscalc is where it's at, so discard that. I think the Dragon Lord has some potential here, though. And now I'm going to cast this Sleight of Hand. And then hopefully set up something cool with the Dragon Lord Silumgar next turn. I definitely don't want the fetch land over the swamp here, so... Alright. Probably, though, pitching either one of them to the Looterill Core in combat. Okay. But I do need to dig a little deeper here. Oh, I wish the Hexmage that I had a way to get rid of... Because, see, now he can trigger his Windbrisk Kites if I can't get rid of a creature here. And there's no telling what that means for me. So I'm not really excited about him doing that. Hey, that gets rid of a creature. Cool. So I'll discard this land. Cast this Chainer's Edict. That's pretty good, actually. I mean, it gets rid of something. I think he wants to use his Hexmage on my Jace anyway. So if that's the case, then he's going to be down again to just the Aetherborn pretty soon, I think. Of course, now that I've minus the Jace, he may not be as excited about it. So I get the Force Spike back. So that's exciting. But it's a card that I can discard to the Looterill Core. So that's fine. It's like drawing a card. Kytheon. Okay. If you attacked with... Let's see. Oh, yeah. You have Kytheon and at least 2 other creatures. Yeah. And then he turns into Gideon. Cool. Alright, so maybe he could turn it into Gideon, then I could take it with the Dragon Lord. That would be fun. I'm going to take something with the Dragon Lord. It's going to be great. It might even just got a gifted Aetherborn. Is that card actually good enough that... See, the problem is I can't really with good results block either of those creatures, because like he can first strike. If I double block the vampire, like he can kill a guy with first strike and then pop the vampire before the second combat to kill the Jace. I can't really block the Aetherborn without trading a guy. Man, I really don't want... this guy keeps one of them at bay. Keeps the Aetherborn at bay for now. Alright, I guess I just take it. Man, it's not a fun way to live at 1 life. Okay. I could double block, trade a guy just to, you know, make him go ahead and use the Hexmage, but I think he may use it anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to go on down to 1, live dangerously. 1 life is not dead. It's just not an ideal spot to be in. And I do have the Dragon Lord to hopefully stabilize and swing the board for me here. So, what creature will I be taking? If it's Kytheon... Oh no, because when it transforms, it would go back to him. So I don't want that. Maybe I just take the Aetherborn. That's probably the best way to stabilize the board. Okay, so So he gains indestructible. So I can't attack with ground guys without shadow at this point anyway. I could attack with a cloudscape now. I think that the first, I don't think I do that though. I think the first thing I do is just attack with the Literal Core. I think at this point, the 2 damage is just not the most important thing, and at this point I might block with any random creature that can block. Literal Core cannot block, unless he comes up with some kind of hasty shadow guy. So let's draw, do my loot here, which I guess I can just discard land. Sure. I'm going to be stealing the Aetherborn, so I guess I +2 minus the Hex Mage. Maybe the Kythian. I guess. This is the Kythian. Because then I can kind of make him spend some mana or something. I don't know. That's probably a little bit, you know, either way. Doesn't, you know, it's kind of half a dozen of one or the other. So I'm going to play the Silumgar. And, yeah, it's just going to get Vraska's Contempted, turns out. So, unfortunately... Oh, maybe I should have taken the Hex Mage? Would that have mattered? I don't think it would. Because I think you could just kill it before it comes into play. Yeah, good game. Got it. Got more dudes than I got blockers. Oh no, I've got... the Jace actually keeps me alive at this point. Minus a removal. They have Exalted. Sweet. That's unfortunate. Might should have just taken a different creature, I don't know. So I have to block all out here. There's no alternative for that. It's the only way I stay alive. Then he transforms into Gideon. I don't have any board sweepers in my deck, so I don't really know how I can come back here. But I'm going to hang with it for just a second. And what does this guy do anyway? One target creature attacks Gideon if able. Oh, that is just unfortunate. And then target creature gets indestructible. Untap it. That's probably not what he's doing. And he becomes a creature, which is what's going to happen with him next turn. So now my Literal Core has to attack Gideon. Oh, and he gets the Windbrisk Kite. So at least he's going to show me another card. So that's cool. Lingering Souls. Man, this is a blowout. I don't recall having any board sweepers, so I'm going to draw my card here. Oh, he's going to go ahead and off the Jace to avoid any kind of shenanigans. And I have Exhume now. So if I do Exhume, he gets a dude back. Grizzlebrand is not going to be enough. Because even if it blocks like the Archangel, he's still got 2, 3, 4, 8. That's enough to kill me, even through the lifelink, even if that helped. And it doesn't. So, okay. Game 3. Used plenty of time on that one. Hopefully I'll be able to hang in there and finish this thing off before we run out of time. So, it's really all about if I can draw the Exhume. This deck, like, if I'd had, like, Animate Dead or even that Reanimate that was in the same pack that I took, like, the Exhume or the Grizzlebrand out of, don't remember which one, I think it was the Grizzlebrand. If those had come around, maybe something would be different. Maybe I just take the Arcane Artisan. Like, I had to fight through the removals that time anyway, so maybe I just play the Arcane Artisan. I think that'd be fine. Maybe instead of the Cloudscape that I just put in. maybe instead of one of these discard outlets, although I don't have a ton of them. Okay, I'm gonna try, guess. Still like my control magics and stuff. I'm gonna take out the careful study. That's iffy though. Alright, I've got enough bounce. I think I had a bit much bounce. I'm gonna take out the Cloud Skate, play the Artisan, knowing that, this is a card that if I can play it and untap with it, I can win the game. Because if I have Grizzlebrand, that has to go right. I've never actually gotten to play with Arcane Artisan before. Alright, so here I have Luteral Core and Exhume, so I'm going to keep that. These are two very key cogs in what I'm trying to do. So, definitely where I want to be at. I think that my deck, if it does do something reasonably quickly, is hard for him to keep up with. Oh, wow. Hey. I mean, if you can do it 2 out of 3 games, then you can win. It's just that simple. And it'll be quick, and the clock won't be an issue. Bitter Blossom is probably fine. I hate that it blocks my Grizzlebrand, but I think we can work around a Bitter Blossom. I want to keep my Force of Will for, whatever happens after the Grizzlebrand. Let's Looter. Because he may remove it, and I don't want him to remove it. And I pick Grizzlebrand, and now I play Exhume. That is a really great start to the game. And then I guess I just play Bloodstained Mire. I go get my Watery Grave. That'd be pretty good. Just make sure my mana's great. Could just go get a Swamp, honestly, because I'll just have Islands too. Definitely don't really want him killing Grizzlebrand this turn, so I think I Force of Will it. I think I pay life though, because I'm not sure that Vincer is the card that I actually want to pitch. Okay. And I don't think Force of Will is either, so I think I am going to pitch the Vincer. Or not Force of Will. Forbid. My Dragon Lord. I think Dragon Lord's still pretty good. And then I'm going to want it going forward. I want the Watery Grave. Okay, and then now attack with Grizzlebrand Looter, which will kill his Fairy Rogue, gain me a bunch of life, let me loot again, and then I will sit on Forbid after I cast a Mind Stone. That's pretty great. Don't think I need this island. I would cast Legacy's Allure, but I don't think I want to tap out. I don't want to tap down the Forbid. I want to have the Forbid available to me this turn. And probably every turn from now on. The Mind Stone is helpful in adding more Forbids that I can do. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, and then we'll do this with buyback. I think I will be able to find more lands with my Grizzlebrand. And I think we're doing it. Pretty good shape here. As long as I can find a way to finish him off, because I certainly have the advantage at the moment, and there's the lands, that's cool. Now I think I play the Legacy's Allure. And at this point, I just should be able to keep steamrolling, because I'm going to have a constant stream of cards and Forbid. And a big monster that he needs to deal with, even if it wasn't giving me cards. I'll be careful to study it all. That was a good, convenient draw there. And Legacy's Allure. I'm still a deck that has a lot of trouble finding a kill condition, so it still may take a while. So time could be an issue because of the Bitter Blossom, but at least the Bitter Blossom is whittling him down. I mean, it's not going to take that many more turns. I don't love that Lingering Soul slows me down, but I think I have to just live with it. I don't think I have to forbid that, so I don't think I will. And again, I don't think I will forbid that. I think it's fine. I have a little bit of time to whittle him down here. I may even end up Legacy's Alluring one of the tokens here shortly. And the Lutero Core is still giving me that constant ping against his life total. And I'm going to have Dragon Lord Silumgar for whenever he plays something more threatening to the board. I think I actually may as well Chainer's Edict him at this point. So I don't think there's going to be a time that card's going to be way better. Although I do have Forbid with buyback because of it, so maybe I don't have to do that. Nah, I'll just keep the double Forbid up, just in case. I mean, I just have him in such bad shape. I think right now he's playing the clock, like hoping that he can make enough blockers to keep me from winning, or hoping that I'll draw myself out of cards. But, you know, if I'm careful with cards like Chainer's Edict and this island, I won't have to do that. What's this do? Start each player votes for Grace or Condemnation. If Grace gets more votes, each player returns each creature card from their graveyard to the battlefield. If Condemnation gets more votes, or the vote is tied, destroy all creatures other than... Now, I don't think we want that to happen, because that destroys my Grizzlebrand. So... Although I could control magic it, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm in that big of a hurry to control magic something. Still have at least one more time I can afford to draw with Grizzlebrand without running myself out of cards too quickly, so fine with that. Okay, attack phase. I think maybe I'd play the Dragon Lord soon. Okay, don't need the sleight of hand really. Alright. I may actually Legacy's Allure at end of turn. I think I should. Like if he doesn't do anything better for me to take with it. Because I need to actually start hitting him pretty hard here before I run out of cards. Or before I'm even in much danger of running out of cards. Because that's really the only danger. Like, I can forbid still several more times. I can counter most spells he can cast. If he'll cast a creature that helps me out, then I'm in pretty good shape. If nothing else, the Legacy's Allure here actually at least removes like 2 tokens from the board. So that's what I'll do. Because if he trades a token for it, that gets my Grizzlebrand a little bit closer to getting him through. Okay. See, if I get it down to 1 token, then it'll be easier. I can, like, Chainer's Edict from the graveyard and get a token, or get Grizzlebrand through once, which should be enough to finish it off. And also, Manowar at this point works as another attacker. Just the silly kinds of things that happen. This is the kind of thing that routinely happens with decks that I play in Cube, where although I'm totally dominating, it's still a battle at the end to try and actually finish off the game. So hopefully we get there. I'm probably going to have to Grizzlebrand here. Wisp. I don't think that matters. Okay. I think it's actually a card I can control magic. So I think I'll let that happen. So my Grizzled Brand will be back at the beginning of the next end step. We'll be back after this brief interruption. Okay, so now control magic this. Now I've got him under some pressure. This is just a silly, silly game. Don't really need the miscalculation. So I definitely have him under a lot of pressure. Like the Bitter Blossom is going to kill him pretty quickly, if nothing else. Although I am running quickly out of cards, I'm still fine. I've still got the Forbid up. I could still pay life to Grizzled Brand to cast Forbid with buyback if I felt like it was needed, or I could just cast Forbid straight up. Okay. So the Hideaway I don't think is going to be happening, because he won't be able to do it if he blocks enough to survive. And I can just Forbid whatever this is if I have to. I think I will. I'm not going to pay the buyback. I'm just going to save clock here, and I don't think it'll be a problem because I can Chainer's Edict, and he won't have enough blockers, so that'll work. Should do it. Or I could just play the Dragon Lord. It's also great. I think that's what I'll do. I always like to get the Dragon Lord in there. And then he is dead to my creatures. My huge creature swarm that I was able to produce after drawing nearly my entire deck and having nothing killed. Yeah, there's not a creature in my graveyard. So. And I even have one of his creatures in play. So that's what I was able to muster. So good enough. Good games. Thanks everyone for watching. And I will see you guys back here for round 2.